Hey, let's talk about the wheel in the Halloween event because I feel like talking about it. And if I remember correctly, Embark asked for some feedback about this event because it's the first time they had some gambling kind of mechanic in the game. So they are very interested to know what we think about it. So if you have stuff to say before I start, go make a Reddit post, go type it in a feedback channel in the official Discord server, write a comment on my video, whatever. Some devs will probably see it and they want to read about your opinion. So I'm gonna talk about my opinion because you know how this goes. Obviously, you've probably seen some posts or you probably had some friends tell you about it, how they didn't spend anything and they got all the rewards and you are here like with 5 rewards missing. So in my case, I just used my last tickets because today is the last day to earn and use tickets if I am not mistaken. And I have 2 rewards missing. I have a Pike skin that I didn't get and I have, you guessed it, a freaking Riot Shield skin that I didn't get. I'm a Riot Shield main. Everyone got the Riot Shield skin and nobody plays the weapon, so nobody gives a crap about this skin, but they got it. Of course, that's how it goes. I knew when I saw the Riot Shield skin and a gambling thing, I knew for a fact that I was not going to get it, and the odds were against me and I did not get this. So now you might tell me, Jinko, you literally make money from YouTube while making the finals content. So just spend like 200 multi-bucks or whatever to get your exclusive Royal Shield skin, whatever. So I want to address this first. The first thing is I don't find it clear what is limited time and what will come back later. For example, the Halloween t-shirt with Halloween 2024 written on it, it seems pretty obvious to me that this is going to be a limited time only thing because it literally has the year, the date written on it. So I will not be mad if that's limited. But what about the other stuff? Do we know for a fact that none of this is ever coming back? Will some of this come back next Halloween? Will we have a shop bundle or what? Because they did bring back the alien from a previous battle pass as a shop bundle. And I was not mad about that at all, by the way. I want people to be able to get every item they want. If you make something for a special in real life event, like TwitchCon or whatever Embark went to, and you have exclusive t-shirts in the game for that, or like t-shirts for buying real life merch, I think it's pretty legit that it's exclusive. But I really like, at least so far, how Embark has been handling, exclusive stuff, FOMO or fear of missing out, if you didn't know, until this wheel event. So this video is kind of me rambling and I'm interested in your opinion. Embark is interested in your opinion, so do leave comments if you want. And now I'm gonna talk about what I think they could have done better. Because I don't find this event to be either fair or fun. So the way I would have gone about it, if we want to keep the system pretty much the same, without tweaking it too much, for me it will be, you have different colors on the wheel. You have like gray, which is VRs. You have purple, which is like epic. Yellow, which is legendary. And then we have blue or whatever. Low tier cosmetic rewards. And you don't have rewards associated to where you land on the wheel. You only get a color. Once you land on your color, let's say you get a yellow, you get a legendary voucher or legendary tickets or legendary token, whatever. And then you go in the list of rewards for the event and you spend your legendary token on any item you want. Because your token is legendary, you can pick a legendary item, but if you already have one, you can instead pick whatever else you want from the wheel because it's the most rare token you can get. If you get a blue token, well, you can only buy the most common items, but there are many. So makes sense. It's kind of exactly the same system as currently, except if you land on the rare stuff, you can pick the one you want. Because, for example, I do not care about most of the rewards. And that's the case of probably most players. Not many people play everything in the game. Not many people care about having, green hair or a bat or a Riot Shield skin. I mean, that's probably the thing people are gonna use the less, right? So it's kind of frustrating to think that your friend got the skin you want and you got the skin he wants and you guys cannot trade and you guys will not complete the wheel except if you spend money. again, it's kind of a first for Embark, and it's just a test for them. And I've seen some Reddit posts being like, thank you, Embark, for the wheel. This is what it could be. And then they show screenshots of horrible practices from other games like Apex Legends. And I absolutely agree that we have it so good in the finals, don't get me wrong. It's literally the most generous game in terms of free rewards. There is no question about it. Maybe you have some niche single player game or like PvE game in mind. For example, DRG. I know they are quite generous, but like the finals is a fully PvP game, free to play with a battle pass, and yet you get a buttload of cool free stuff constantly. It's actually insane. It reminds me of early Overwatch days when we had loot boxes, which were overly expensive, and everyone thought that was the worst thing that could happen to monetization in games and to Overwatch. But look at the state of gaming now. So if you compare other games and the finals, you will realize we have it very, very good. So I want to keep this in mind, and I really appreciate Embark for all the free stuff I've gotten by just playing the game normally, completing contracts, events and stuff. But at the same time, this is because it's Embark and because of all this great stuff they did in the past that I would expect them to handle this event or like this idea better. Why am I put in a situation where I feel like I'm missing out? And by fear of missing out, I want to buy the remaining rewards I didn't get to get the full set, to get the Royal Shield skins that I didn't get so far. It's literally fear of missing out, right? I'm literally describing fear of missing out, or FOMO. So if we can agree on this, did you know that recently Embark made a statement about FOMO and how they do not want to use it as a marketing tactic? I don't remember how it was worded, but basically Embark is against FOMO, and they proved it by putting the Alien bundle in the shop, despite it being a Battle Pass exclusive up until this point. So I feel like there is some kind of cognitive dissonance, right? On one hand, we want to avoid having fear of missing out. On the other hand, we release a brand new event that's a first, and we want your feedback on it, but it's very obviously, the odds are telling it, it's very obviously going to screw over most players because it's very unlikely that you complete the full event. So there is a problem here, right? So in my case, yes, I make the finals videos with ads, and you might have gotten some ads in this very video. Use an ad blocker, by the way. So I can definitely spend €5 or even less to complete my event by buying the Pike skin and the Royal Shield skin. And this Royal Shield skin might never come back. And the set you get for completing the entire event with the very cool skins, skull, face paint and stuff, it might never come back again. But I'm not gonna buy the Royal Shield skin, and I'm not gonna buy the Pike skin because I do not want to support this event. You might argue that making this video is enough to like show my discontent, but in reality, if you want to vote with your wallet, as people say, it's probably way more efficient to not buy into this event, right? If you are like me, if you are missing stuff, if you are missing like 5 items, or God forbid, like 10 items, I'm very sorry for you, but please, just don't buy them. Don't let FOMO win over you and show Embark you don't support this. And by doing this, on top of giving your feedback in the comments of some YouTuber video or on Reddit or on Discord or whatever, they will hear you. And I think it's a good and efficient way. If you don't feel bad about not getting everything, and if you can afford to ignore the FOMO, or you just are not affected by FOMO, I ask you to not buy into this event. If you disagree with me, I'm really interested to learn about your opinion. I know some people will literally take my argument from before about how Embark is such a generous game already. The finals is such a generous game already. Embark is a generous company. And tell me, well, you can spend like 200 multi-bucks to get one more item and then an entire set, right, Jinko? I agree. But every game starts like this. But not every game starts as generous as the finals. Every game starts with quite generous mechanics, or no gacha, no FOMO, or a little of it. And then people accumulate skins, they grow fond. I cannot speak English. They start to love the game very much. They get very involved in it. They get 500 hours, 1000 hours. So they put a lot of investment in the game. And as they do, the marketing tactics, the FOMO, the gacha stuff keeps increasing a little bit, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and 2 years later, you have Apex Legends or Overwatch. So you have to fight back at some point, right? You cannot just keep jumping ship every time a game becomes like Apex, for example. So I dearly love the finals, and I very much appreciate what Embark does when it comes to giving us free stuff. So I'm literally going to keep supporting the game. I will probably spend money on the game again, of course. I'm buying every battle pass, so I'm spending my multi-bucks like that. Sometimes I'm buying a shop bundle, and then I run out of multi-bucks. And I figure, well, I make money from the game, so I'm gonna spend 20 euros on a DLC bundle that you can only buy with real currency, because that's what I do with games I love. I love to support them. I will support the finals. I do not support this type of event, is what I mean. So yeah, I hope I've been clear. I feel like I'm repeating myself, so I'm gonna end it here. Tell Embark and myself what you think about this in the comments or on Reddit or on Discord. Literally, let your voice be heard, and let's try to make the next event a little better. That's it for me. I will see you at the finals, and good luck for your next match.